People who are on the profit side, profit center themselves or contribute to profit, are income generating employees, are paid similar to the overhead employees, in that it could be by the hour with overtime, it could be salaried, or it could be commission, or a combination. I cover in another video how you distinguish between who gets a salary and who is paid by the hour. But then there's also the other component of commission or percentage of profit, or a similar kind of scenario. Now the question is then, what is looked at? You're already getting paid based upon, if you're getting paid based on the results, how would you improve on your salary or on your actual take home, your compensation in that type of a situation? Well, you know what the company does. You are either part of the sales force or supporting the sales force or marketing efforts for the company, or you are actually a provider of the service. Well, regardless of the way that you are compensated, you should be aware and you should have access to information or request it or keep track yourself as to how your efforts actually contribute to the bottom line for the company. Are you billed by the hour? Are you billed by the job? Are you in a service industry? Are you in some type of manufacturing industry? That's going to make a difference too. Is it a product that you are selling, or is it a service? If, for example, you are a plumber, then you are contributing to the profit because your work out in the field in selling the products and services and performing the work for the company is contributing, because that's what the company sells, and it's from those sales and that work that the company makes money in order to pay its bills, pay its employees, and realize a profit. So even when you are paid overtime for getting the work done, that may not translate to additional charges to the customer unless it's an emergency after hours type of situation. So you should think about ways that you can increase ultimate sales to the company. That would be by getting referrals, by getting good feedback on your efforts, by having your customers receive good services in a timely fashion, showing up on time, working within the time parameters that have been set, and meeting the expectations or exceeding those expectations. Good positive feedback with your name tied to it, going back to the company on a repeat basis, should be able to translate into additional compensation for you. Obviously, you also want to be efficient and handle the work, be punctual, be somewhere when you're supposed to be, and have those other good attributes. Now, if you're getting a commission basis, then you're going to know your direct results, or you should, because that's going to be a way for you to verify that you're being paid what you should be paid. The tricky part with commissions is, what if the company is sold, and how do I transition in that event? Is my commission agreement in writing, or is it just word of mouth and kind of an ongoing understanding? What happens if the company is sold? Do I have any rights that carry on to keep my structure, if I really like it, to a new owner? Those are things that you should discuss with management. People have a question about whether they should they take a job initially and it's a salary job, and now they're asked to switch over to commission, or they take the job with the understanding that at either a certain level of work that they perform will switch over automatically to commission, or that they are being given a running start on a salary basis that will later switch over to commission, or sometimes it's a pure choice. How do you evaluate that? There are several different ways to evaluate that. Are there company accounts? Do you have a territory? Are your efforts protected for a sale that you already have? Is the company going to consider them company accounts above a certain value, or in a certain area, or after a certain period of time? Look at those things. Look at your efforts honestly. What support do you have? And make that comparison. There's more risk in a commission situation, but there can ultimately be a greater reward. If you are unsure about that, then about going to commission, then maybe you can work on a bonus situation with the salary level. And again, the same components are your efforts, your tracking on what you have been doing, the results that you have realized, and also how many others in your company are in the same geographic area, or if you have a product that you're selling to diverse groups of industry, can you get a lock on a certain industry so that those can then be protected for you. Those are some of the things to consider. Now, if you're doing a straight commission or percentage anyway, I said you would have those results available to you. If you are a pure salary, just because you're on a salary doesn't mean you're guaranteed to stay there forever. If you are an income generator and you don't cover your salary, you're going to be out the door eventually. You need to understand how you contribute to the bottom line, what the overhead is that applies. You definitely should be able to eyeball your results, either your hourly billings or your sales receipts, and those types of items to cover yourself. What other people work with you and support you? There's obviously overhead, there's equipment, there are memberships. If you've got a license, there are those. There's rent, there's utilities, there's support staff, equipment, supplies, and all of those go into the company's support for you in that job. So you need to be aware of those expenses and to be able to cover those. In order to get additional compensation, you will need to know the payment rate on the work that you're doing, making sure that it's billed, making sure that you are productive, that you are using those hours. Look at your hourly rate, if you have an hourly rate, or the per job rate, and keep track. Once you have kept track over a period of time, then you'll have actual, tangible, objective information to use to go and promote yourself. Now, as a professional person, there are two ways that you can make sure that you have job security in your current position or in a future one, and those are that you are very good at what you do and you become a type of specialist, in that you can go to any type of place in your area, your field, and you can draw from customers or clients within that existing organization and without. You can be promoted in your particular area of expertise. So you want to get a name for yourself, name recognition, further studies, whatever is necessary, so that you find that niche. The other way is to become a rainmaker, which is to bring in clients or customers for your company as a whole, to be active socially, to have good networking skills, and to be able to promote yourself, your colleagues, and others, so that you bring in not just things that you work on, but that others can share in, and then you become more valuable as a resource for others who may or may not do what you do, but also as a resource for them to receive additional work. And so it all again goes back to what I said before, which is value. How you can demonstrate value, how you can know the specifics about what your industry is and your particular results. And those are the things that you need if you want to improve financially.